Welcome to Pre-Market Prep, my friends. My name is Tony Pollock. Real Life Trading is doing the takeover for this week for the Pre-Market Prep guys, and it's going to be a really, really fun show. So today we're going to be going over some key market levels, really interesting stocks, and also mix in a little bit of tips and tricks, maybe some strategies to help you be a better trader. So I cannot wait to get started for today. Let's go ahead and roll that intro.
The volatility right now is really incredible.
Wow, look at that consolidation on the upper right chart.
You know what we've seen this earnings season? Some of these expected moves get even more violent. This is why I have switched my strategy 10 years ago. And if you're chasing, you're in trouble.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another day. Wild Fed rate decision. What's up, Jeremy?
Tony!
What's up, guys? Man, we markets loved what Powell did and had to say yesterday. Rampage Jackson, as you would say, Jeremy. And futures, though. Futures were interesting. So let's dive into the futures. Let's see what happened overnight last night. We gave it all back and some. So this was a little bit shocking for me. Whenever I checked in the markets last night, I think it was about to be before I went to bed here. So about 8 o'clock Mountain, so 10 Eastern. I was like, oh my gosh, if we gap down, if we take out the bull day today, it's going to be a day trader's heaven. I was ready. I was getting prepped. We trapped it, put in some more lower wicks, and then popped. So now we've got some interesting situations coming through here. So again, this is a little bit of a warning flag. We'll see. It's shocking that bulls didn't really step in there. But I want to see how this support level holds. This could be another great opportunity to take this thing up to an all-time high. And if the bulls step in today, that's where I believe we're most likely going. We're so close. I mean, the all-time high is this little line right here. I think we can get there today, and that could be a really juicy day trade over on SPY. It's how I would play it. But over here on the futures, using the pre-market and movement over last night to give me an idea and the edge. So definitely having some interesting price action last night, coming through with some weakness, following back through with a trap. Could be a really nice bull squeeze if they step back in. If they fail to bounce and we start taking out yesterday's low, it's going to be very interesting, to say the least. And that could be opening the door for that 675 to 670 level that we were talking about yesterday. That would be a pretty bear catalyst if that bull level gets taken out. We should not even get close to the low of yesterday. So what are your thoughts on last night's price action?
Yeah, you nailed it, brother. I think that was the selling event that I was wanting. I mean, because we didn't really have any kind of actual selling yesterday, realistically. So I unfortunately missed all of it because it was a major move on futures. So when the markets were closed, we had a big sell the news type of event. And you're absolutely correct. The bottom has been placed. And I do think we hit that new all-time high this week. This is probably like a consolidation, slow grind push higher. But the bulls really came in nicely. My analysis when I went to sleep was, man, if we open below the low of that candle from Wednesday, it's going to be gnarly. And we didn't. So as of right now, I mean, we still have an hour and a half until market open. We are here, Tony and myself, today and tomorrow, just pouring into you beautiful folks, looking at the markets, taking requests, looking at trades, talking opportunities, having some amazing setups. It's going to be a very, very fun day.
Yeah. It's our whole goal. I want you all to be better traders, more prepared traders. Everyone out here is talking, there's a billion people live right now on YouTube, and they're going to go over certain analysis. They're going to go over stuff, but they're never actually going to give you details and the real back-end secrets of what's going to make you a better trader. Today, Jeremy and I are going to be doing a lot of that. We want to give you what's going to actually make you a better trader. Yes, we'll be going over setups. We're going to look at some awesome opportunities like you just said. But I also want to sprinkle in a few things here that's going to help you overcome what you've been struggling with, maybe learn something new, overcome some of these markets. and yourselves, because really it's just a mirror of yourself. But become a better trader at the end of this little segment. So that's what we're all about. I want to help you. We want to help you to make money today, but also learn something that's going to help you be better and make more money here in the future. So if there's anything that you would like us to hit on, if there's any struggles or questions that you've had in the markets, throw them down in the comments there, and we'll do our best to pick them up. Maybe Josh can go and grab the top couple here, and we'll go over those and kind of sprinkle those things in throughout this session here. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of dive into all this stuff here today for sure. So Oracle right now, that's what I wanted to kind of go over. Let's look at some of these tickers that reported yesterday. And yeah, they are actually, I'm going to pull it up on this one, because this one has my, this screen's got my extended hours turned on instead of messing with the other one. So nice little pop, fell apart, and now it is really, really sinking down. So we're pulling back into a pretty strong support level. This is also a really, really big options level as well that I was watching yesterday. So I wouldn't be shocked at all to see some type of buying coming through here and try to hold that level. But if it breaks, we could be in trouble. Jeremy, what are your thoughts here on this one so far from the earnings play?
Well, what I'm going to do on this one is kind of go back and just look at your chart essentially and talk about last earnings, because if you zoom in a little bit, this is a piece of analysis that has really helped me significantly in my trading. And what you'll notice, ladies and gentlemen, type a 2 in the chat pane if you can see huge buying volume come in after the last earnings. So massive green volume bar, which makes sense because we ended green on the day. And then for everyone who's typing in a 2, shout outs to my girl Robin Steckel for being the very first one. Then the very next day, we closed below the low of that candle that made all of the bull volume. So what does that mean? From a sentiment standpoint, AKA, how are the traders feeling? Because that's really all that matters. And this is going to lead us into what's going to happen today. From a trader's sentiment standpoint, how people are feeling as of, that was September 11th, 2025, when we closed below the September 10th candle, all of the bulls up here, the people that got very, very excited, they got trapped. They were scared. They were worried. They were frustrated. They were panicked. They were terrified. They're like, oh gosh, I did it again. I bought at all-time highs. Why would I buy so much after 29% gap up into all-time highs? Oh, I did it again. I got tractor beamed again. And all those buyers got scared. So what do? They sold over a perpetually longer period of time. And that entire sequence was a bear sequence. So today, with this gap down, you have a decent amount of bulls yesterday, a decent amount of bull volume over the last couple of days getting trapped from this gap down. Again, if it opens lower, which it does look like it probably will, at this stage for me on Oracle, you do two things. You either wait all day and do nothing. You look to short it and be bearish, and then you look to be bearish until 175. And the reason I'm choosing 175 is because that's going to be the next support on a weekly chart that is relatable. And yep, my boy Tony will zoom in. You'll notice there's a weekly candle on June 9th, 2025 that has, once again, very strong bull volume. And the open, aka the low of that candle, is going to be very, very close to the 100 simple moving average, which is 173, which has strong volume. And then it's going to repeat. That level should act as a support. And if it doesn't, and we close below it, just like we closed below the other earnings candle, we're going to go lower. So as of right now, that's the spot that I would look to buy. So on Oracle, I personally am more bearish than bullish, although I probably won't take a position on it today. I have really never, ever traded Oracle, Qualcomm, or Cisco. And I don't know why, but those are just three legacy like tech stocks I've never really played, Tony. But yeah, if Oracle comes down to 173, I think that's probably the better place to go along.
Yeah. I really like that play. I feel at this point now, we talked about this yesterday in the closing in the Traders Network yesterday. I really wanted bulls to hold here. Other than that, I'm not super interested in the bull play. It just, to me, I feel like this is breaking the bulls back. I mean, this is a massive gap. I do feel like we'll get some type of buyers down through here, but it's really going to depend on how much excitement do we see over the next couple days in this range. And I would love for it to take out these lows, like you said, go lower. At this point, if you're a bull, you want this to go lower. You want this to now just suck out all of the hope from everybody and then see how it reacts. If it just bounces through here, that's fine. A move lower that bounces carries a little bit more momentum behind it for a potential sustained move if we're ever going to have one. To me, though, the bulls gave up way too much ground. And now for me, exactly the same. I'm going to sit and wait. I'm going to give this probably at least weeks and see what happens. I don't need to pick bottoms on this. I'm going to get in low enough, right? Talk to someone that bought it up here and they'd be like, I'd kill the buy right here. Like, I don't need to pick bottoms. What I do need to do is the bulls are not doing their job, which means I wait. I need to sit back and see sentiment and see how this is going to play out. And so that's exactly what I'm going to look at doing. So, yeah. Also for me, this is broken bull structure to me. Like this higher low really needed to hold. There's already issues when we start breaking down strongly right here. I mean, all this was most likely just that bear S curve coming through, putting in a lower high, and sure enough, we're heading lower. So it doesn't have to, but it's following through with the sentiment over here. No bulls came to the play. Something's happening on this. We're going to come back down and play with this gap one more time. I think, like you said, that 175, that's going to be a great place to watch some sentiment. Doesn't mean you actually have to trade it. So when we go off, like I said, we're going to be throwing in tips throughout today. One of the biggest issues why people struggle in trading. We talked about this. Well, I'll just dive into this one here real quick, and then we'll dive into the one that I talked yesterday a little bit, because people it blew up the comment section yesterday when I went to the closing and the last thing that I said last time. So I'll get into that a little bit more because people wanted more explanations on that. But people struggle because they're trying to trade through prediction rather than trading through, what's the best way of saying it? Rather than trading through probabilities. So it's going to take a lot of experience and a lot of emotional control in playing the actual game of trading to play the prediction game. The problem is most people don't have that. People think that winning means success, losing means failure. And that, I mean, you can go to anyone out there and say, hey, what's going to make you successful in trading? They're going to say winning trades. And what's going to make you fail in trading? They're going to say losing trades. And I'm going to say you are completely wrong. You are playing the wrong game. You can lose all the time and be successful. It has everything to do with how much money you are losing when you're wrong. If you lose and you lose $10, and when you win, you make $1,000, does it matter that you lost 10 times in a row? No, it doesn't matter at all. This is the game that everyone's playing, and they're playing the wrong game, and they wonder why they can't find any success. If you're going to play the prediction game, which means you're going to be wrong half the time, you've got to be really good at losing small, and you've got to be really good at winning big. You got to stop playing the game of focusing on this one trade as if it means something. If, let's say, this thing comes down to 175 and we go long on it, we start buying this thing up and then it just craters. People are going to ask, they're going to come in here and they're going to go, hey, what did I do wrong? It's like, you didn't do anything wrong. You put on an edge. You got a 50. It's a coin flip. Flip that coin. Your only job right now is to look at, I've got a game plan for situation A and I've got a game plan for situation B. Okay. Situation B played out. I just need to follow that game plan. I need to cut and I need to lose as small as I can. If situation A plays out and it actually bounces, you need to win as much as you can. Instead of being up $50 and getting out and being like, I just made $50 in 10 minutes. I'm the best trader in the world. Well, the problem is you risked $100 to make that $50. Over 100 trades, 50-50, you're going backwards, right? If you're going to play the prediction game, first off, you've got to understand how the game is actually played. Second thing, again, most people they're not even playing the right game. Second thing is shift your mindset to probabilities. for me, everything changed in my life when I started selling options and looking at where the probabilities are at. I started looking at where's the stock not going to go. And then I started selling options in those areas, mainly credit spreads. And that's what started giving me a lot of consistency because I no longer had to predict where it was going to go. It didn't matter if it went bullish. It didn't matter if it went bearish. It didn't matter if it went sideways. I was going to win 90% of the time, right? And again, I know I'm just using this ticker for an example, right? But we can go over any tickers, throw some tickers over in the comment pane down there. We'll go over whatever tickers you want. But shift that mindset to actually thinking about probabilities. And the probabilities are simply your delta. Just look at your delta. The market makers are going to give you the percentages right in front of you. They're going to give you the math. They're going to say, hey, this has got a 10% chance of it getting there, which means you've got a 90% chance of winning if you were to sell that option down there. All right, that's all you have to do. Shift your mindset on how to make money in trading. Either learn how to play the game and get really good at losing, which is totally fine and very valid, and I take directional trades every single day, or start understanding how to play the probability games and start selling those things. And if you guys want to learn how to do this, I'm giving you my free strategy here. I'll send you a link so you can send this thing out. I'll give you my full strategy 100% for free. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I truly want to pour into your life. I don't give a crap if you do anything else. Here's a strategy. Sell credit spreads on it. I'll give that link here in just a second. Let's see if I can find it. Here you go. I'll post this.
You're posting in the chat, but what about people who are watching
that
might be watching the recording or watching it somewhere else? So where can they go get it?
So this is reallifetrading.com and then just /part1. So part 1 is the name of that strategy. I normally don't. This is normally something I give to internal and real life trading members. So I don't normally give this out to people. So it's not a link you can find anywhere. But
okay.
I'm going to give this out to everybody here. So
Nice.
There you have it on that. Real life trading. He'll post it on the screen here in just a second. reallifetrading.com /part1. There's your free strategy, my friends. Take it, understand it, learn it, start trading it, and you'll start seeing consistent income because math is on your side now. Start trading probabilities, and everything's going to start changing in your trading. So hopefully now you are a better trader than you were 5 minutes ago with those two things. If you're going to play direction, if you're going to play prediction, which we do all the time, get really good at playing the right game because it's a coin flip. Understand how to lose small, understand how to win big. We're getting quite a few ticker requests out here. So like LLY, I've been talking long enough.
Wolf was one, and WULF after Eli Lilly. We can do Eli Lilly first.
And then you said Wolf on that. I missed. I know it's flooding in the comment pane on this one.
Yeah, I got you.
What's your thoughts on this one, Jeremy?
Oh man, dude, what a pharmaceutical play! Oh my goodness. So I mean, every single day it was going up, and then every single day it was going down. That's really, really, really fun. It looks like high Shinaki candles, actually, which is just a different type of candlestick pattern. But I like it, man. I mean, the previous all-time high was, let's call it 970, and we broke above that. And I think this is a retest of that. Truthfully, this is actually really, really beautiful. If anyone has ever practiced wave structure, it looks like it's just a great, clean wave pattern. This was absolutely a wave 3. Most of November was. So this is, in my personal opinion, a pullback, a retracement, a wave 4, a correction, a consolidation, a distribution phase. Call it whatever you want. But the sentiment is we went up really, really far, really, really fast. We went from 637 in August to 1100. It's an 72% return on one of the largest, if not the largest pharmaceutical company in the world in 2.5, 3 months. And now we just need a little bit of a pullback. So this slight pullback that we're getting on the daily chart, talking about probabilities, I think it does increase the probabilities of if anybody wanted ownership of Eli Lilly. I know one of my dear friend Stephanie loves Eli Lilly, so she's selling some puts around 900. There's some people doing some put spreads, and really there's a lot of people looking at picking up shares because tons of people do have Eli Lilly in their longer term portfolios. And it's a great name. I think this is a very, very easy, simple pullback that needed to happen.
Yeah, 100%. There's no structure being broken in my mind over here. Like this is just, it's a very normal pullback. It might be scaring other people, but this looks really buyable. In fact, it's already a great gap up. And like you said, it is almost free money selling options down here at $900 or lower. It's there's your Christmas paid for right there. So I really, really like that play. 100% agree. This is super strong. Even if this were to pull back into 900, I think the amount of bull buying down through here is going to be pretty crazy. And it makes sense that we're going to be seeing quite a few buyers coming through here. If we start throwing in a little bit of volume profile, we're getting some volume, a ton back in through like 800, but definitely I like this 50 that's matching this little recent bump here at around 950. So if it does continue to drop a little bit, look for 950, put some alerts out there. That makes a lot of sense. So the next one was WULF, right?
Yeah, WULF.
Awesome. This one has hit its head 1,000 times up into a resistance. For me, it's kind of like strike one, strike two, strike three. We need to start doing something here. If we fail this level another time, I think bulls are going to start running for the hills, and it's going to start seeing a lot more selling. So it doesn't have to happen. Structures are going to need to be broken. And until we get down below $13, I'm not too worried on it. But this is never a great sign, especially after we've already been here and tested this thing how many times now. If we continue to find weakness, like yesterday, ran back up in there, could not close super strong. So it's a warning flag. At the exact same time, if we could gap above this, should set the tone to really open the door and actually start running pretty high. We're getting very double topish on a weekly. It's made a massive run up. This is kind of one of those, dollar penny stocks here. It's not a penny, a dollar, right? But it has made an epic move, only 577%. But at the exact same time now too, it's struggling. So I do like the fact that we broke out above this inside candle last week. It has again, this should be the easiest time to run bullish. The markets are running, everything's there, and it still could not finish strong yesterday. And it's gapping down right now. We'll see if that gap actually holds. But to me, I'm not the biggest fan of this at the moment. I would wait and make sure, like, I'm not a buy the dipper on this at the moment. I would wait for a strong breakout and then probably play something here. If you wanted to play the breakout of that, sure, go for it. But there's a lot of warning flags out here in my mind on this one. Do you see anything else different on that one before we move to the next one, Jeremy?
Yeah, great question. So I really do like the monthly chart and the weekly chart on TeraWulf. So this is like a data center play, and I agree with exactly what you said. It does need to really prove itself, but I do feel like the volume is coming in very nicely on this one. I feel like the trend looks really good on this one, and ultimately, when you said you're not a dip buyer on this, what I hear you saying is you're not going to be buying around 15 or 15 and a half. Your preference would be, your preference would be 13 and a half or 12, or even
I want it lower,
back down to 11. Yeah,
exactly. I just want it lower than I'm buying. Yeah. So when I say dip, I mean right here.
Yeah, precisely.
I think this could get smoked. Yeah,
precisely. Yep, that's exactly what I see. So we need to buy this one lower, a lot lower. I wouldn't buy it necessarily today. If you're already in it, awesome. Probably just protect yourself on the downside, maybe with a collar. But what will be really fun is if Wolf starts getting a good close, a strong, nice end of day finish above 16, and this thing can start slowly creeping up pretty nicely. So in general, the trend looks nice on a big time frame.
Yeah, and monthly does look really good, and it makes sense that we're stuck because this has been a pretty big level here. So this is a little bit of a little pump and dump action, but
yeah, definitely.
It's actually gaining some ground, and I do love the structure that's been built over the last couple years. So I think things are kind of changing around for this. Hopefully, it can start playing. Stay above $10. That's a big deal. So I think it will, and most likely higher. But like you said, I wouldn't be buying this thing quite yet until it proves itself, or until it starts getting a lot lower and get a better deal on it at least. So let's jump over to the next one here.
Broadcom.
Sorry, what was that?
Broadcom.
What's the ticker on that one again?
AVGO.
Oh, that's right. AVGO. Holy Hannah. Look at this monthly chart.
Dude, crazy town, homie. Crazy town.
Crazy town. We need to start. We got to find like your exhaustion volume up in here somewhere.
That chart looks like your bench press chart, Tony. It looks like the same thing.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. So the crazy thing is too is I don't know if we have, let's see on a weekly chart. I don't see like any crazy exhaustion. That's in my mind. I'm looking for like, I want to see some capitulation. I want to see some amazing volume. I want to see something happen. Earnings have already gone through. Have they yet?
Not yet.
No.
I think they're tonight.
It's closed today, not open. So this is going to be fun. Let's take a look here at a daily time frame. We're pushing earnings at all-time highs. It's a tightrope. You are pushing ranges that is like it needs to justify it. So I see nothing in this that is scary. Everything looks bullish on this. It's just a matter of where do you buy it. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. I love the close of yesterday. I love this. This was a great pullback right where the bull should have been, right off the 10, dipped down, got bought up, pulled up a little bit higher. Things look really good. And we understand how they make money. They're moving forward. The charts are looking fantastic. I love this structure. And again, just the resting period that's been going. And now we're breaking out. Bull stepped in. We can keep on running. I mean, the monthly chart's a little bit crazy, but it doesn't have to stop the party. If at any point in the next 10 years, we get a move back into like 270 to 200, it is a buy, in my opinion, unless something crazy happens up here. But for me, it's like we did the exact same thing here. We ran up for years, and then it pulled back into such a great buying spot, right into that 20 on a monthly, took off. It's like it's going to repeat. If you want something in a long-term account and you're willing to wait a few years for it, it might not ever get there, by the way. It doesn't have to pull back at all to this area. But if it ever did, it would be a fantastic buy. So for right now, everything could change on earnings. I would want to see this buying spot hold on earnings. If we gap down, as long as we don't break, what is this, 370, I'm still a buyer. If we break 370 on earnings, I think that's going to trap a lot of people, especially after printing a new all-time high. We could be seeing some trouble, and then we'd come back and test this next little support. So that's kind of my little 2 cents on AVGO. I know someone else just threw up Costco. What do you think on Costco, Jeremy? Where are you at on this one? I know you mentioned it yesterday.
Yeah, Costco team, write this down if you are taking notes. I'm sure a lot of you are, and this is advice that no one wants to hear if you have a small amount of money. But if you have a small amount of money, you want to grow the account, it's going to take a lot longer than you want it to. And this is one of the companies that I have and did and am trading in this way. But Costco, you want to be an owner, not just a consumer. This is a way for incredible wealth, ladies and gentlemen. You can tell your kids this, your stepkids this, your friends' kids this. When you get to Christmas and you're hanging out and you're looking at all the stuff that you bought for Christmas, and you can ask yourself, where'd you buy these things from? You can go buy stock of the companies that you bought all the things from. Costco is one of these companies, right? It will go higher over time. They are a gargantuan machine. Their monthly reoccurring revenue is amazing. Their annual reoccurring revenue is amazing. Their profits are amazing. Their expenses are relatively low. They are international. This is one that I buy often. So I buy it as low as I can. I buy it as often as I can, and I own it as long as I can, because this is an asset that will go higher over time. As of right now, with earnings coming up around the corner, it is posting a potential very nice bear trap. So when I say buy low and buy slow, buy often, buy frequently, and be an owner, not just a consumer, that means you could buy one share, right? Or if you have $10,000 and you want to buy 10 whole shares of Costco, and then just wait a whole 3.5 months to sell it 18% higher, you can. And then you sell the profit, you sell the position, you sell your portfolio, and you invest it into something else. One of the largest companies in the world, one of the largest retailers in the world, great dividend paying company. And this is a spot to start picking up and accumulate a little bit of a position.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. It's funny how the markets always work their way to really important levels right before earnings. It's like every time. This looks really good. If we go out to a monthly, are we sitting? Okay, so we're at the 20 on a monthly. It's kind of played around in this layer. It's always kind of played this gram. Let's bring up the SMAs. All right. So we just kind of got below some 20 here action on this one. If it does want to drop, if things do get bad on this, again, I still feel like just as low as you can go up by 100% agree. This is a company that's not going anywhere, and it's it makes a lot of money. And the thing is, it's the brand, right? You allow people to return anything, anytime, anywhere. Everyone immediately trusts that everything you have is quality. It works. Costco's been around. This is a great buy. It's done stuff like this before where it's kind of just compressed and then it gets ready for the massive move. We've made a massive move. I wouldn't be shocked at all to see some more consolidation for a little bit if it wants to, but expect levels to hold. I expect this level to hold over earnings. And even if it does break down, we probably finish this month with a lower wick. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at this moment. It's already made a good move down. This compression is amazing. And if at any point, this is what I'd be looking at. At any point we start getting above that trend line, it is off to the races. Absolute gonna rip. This is fantastic compression. So keeping an eye out for that. It's a little bit, it's just like, I can't draw with this pen on this thing, but a little bit of this guy. We're at that pinch point now, a gap up on earnings.
It's going to be fun. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Josh, tell us, man, what do we got here at the bottom of the hour?
Well, at least midway through the hour, we have the initial jobless claims here. They just came out at 236,000 versus 223,000 expected. Just going to add my charts here. There we go. I also have a little business to take care of here. I got to tell you that these charts are brought to you by TradeStation, of course. For advanced charting tools, custom order types, and a powerful trading platform, you can click the link below or visit tradestation.com today to learn more. We're also just getting the U.S. trade balance for September. That just came in as well. And again, these aren't major economic releases. Like we're just watching the S&Ps here. I mean, slight dip, but the U.S. trade balance came in at a deficit of 52.8 billion versus 62.5 billion estimated. And one last item of business to take care of. I also got to tell you that this show is brought to you by Hive Digital Technologies. Hive is a global leader in green-powered data centers for Bitcoin mining, high-performance computing, and AI, and they operate with nearly 0.5 gigawatt of renewable energy, and they're on track to capture 3% of the world's Bitcoin production by the end of 25. You can scan the QR code or visit the link below in the description to learn more about them. Thanks for letting me interrupt, guys.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. At least we get a little bit of economic news and get the business done here.
You're the man. Appreciate it. Tony, you still love TradeStation, right?
I love TradeStation. I've had them for like 12 years. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Fantastic. I don't think I've ever waited more than 3 minutes anytime I've ever called them. So there's that alone holds my business. But no, they're especially in options, my friends. Options, their platform is fantastic. The Option Station Pro. We're talking. I'm just catching up on some of the chats here. It fills up fast, and so it's fun to kind of get caught up. And a lot of people are like, entries really do matter. They do. At the exact same time, if you understand options, it's not that big of a deal if you're wrong. Because you can buy puts, my friends. You can make money. You can own the shares, leg in. You can buy puts and still walk out with massive cash and still be able to build. You know, it just takes away the timing. You don't have to sell. You could just buy puts, and it's kind of like car insurance. It covers you the whole way down. And yeah, we can go into more than that. Type in a 1 in the comments if you want me to go more into buying puts and having that strategy instead of selling some investment positions. But someone earlier was asking about Meta, and asking about direction on Meta, I really like Meta down here. In fact, our community bought some Meta here, and then we sold it right here at the end of the week. It was just an easy week. It's right kind of back into where we sold it now. I still feel like Meta could have a little bit more. It's a decent little gap down. I feel like Meta could have a little bit more of a retest, and then we might even want to get back into this. But this target right here made a whole lot of sense. And we just basically, we grabbed it right through here. So I'll tell you exactly what we did to get in. So all we did was play the double bottom. I know, it's crazy.
Crazy.
We double bottomed, and then we bought at the neckline, and it just took off. And so that was simple. It wasn't anything crazy, anything there. I mean, we were watching this level on Meta for a long time. This isn't something that I just showed up and was like, oh, I'm going to buy this. I watched this for at least a month. I was looking at possibly buying some stuff down here. I did not. And then when it gapped down, I was waiting for the bulls to step in. And then when it finally got down to, let me pull up this right here.
100 simple on the weekly.
Yep. Doink.
Weird.
Doink. Crazy how that works. So
wait, it did it twice? I'm so confused. So you're saying that it happened previously and then it happened again?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Woo.
Yeah. The markets are, they're just a self-fulfilling prophecy because we make them a self-fulfilling prophecy. Why does it work to buy this? Why? Because everyone thinks it works, and so everyone buys it, and so hence it works. So once it got down into here and we started finding, again, I went to that hourly, and then I let the hourly confirm. It looked super, super strong to me, and so bought it up. So now, again, whenever it made a move that fast, this is with options. I bought call options. They have an expiration on them. If I would have bought shares, this would have been a great place for some shares, but I made a really good return on the options. I think we made like 80% return on the investment in 4 days. And so we took it, and now we're looking to grab it back in. And so where would I be looking to get back in on Meta? Honestly, this is not a bad place. The gap fill is a great place to buy. I'm kind of hoping for just a little bit lower is what I'm hoping for. Again, if I don't get it, I'm actually going to move my alert up above this 655. If we start taking up yesterday's high, I might want to start looking at getting something back in. Whether or not I'll buy calls and options again, I don't know, but I for sure will be looking at another bull put spread. And so we did bull put spread down here as well. Again, that's just a credit spread. So it's playing that probability. That's all we're doing here on that. So with the probability, it can go up, down, and sideways. So if I think that Meta has a chance to go lower, but I also believe it's getting ready to bounce at any time, then I want to do that credit spread, because credit spreads win as long as it stays above this level wherever I sell it. So it can do all of this, and I'm going to be just fine. Time's on my side. So whenever I don't have my perfect entries, here's a great entry. I'll play those. I'll do it directionally, and I'm going to make a lot of money. If I don't have that, like I kind of want it down here, but I'm not sure it's going to get there, sell those options. It takes away the perfectionism of trading. I'm going to make money whether this thing rampages sideways or goes down. And again, the math is already on my side that it's not going to go there. And if it does, I have a game plan to be able to work my way out of that and actually still turn a losing trade into a winner. So that's my thoughts and 2 cents on Meta and how I would play it. And personally, what I'm looking at doing right now would be some credit spreads on Meta, and then waiting to see just which direction it wants to go.
Yeah, let it come down a tad more.
Yeah.
I love it. Tony, there's still a lot of chat about Netflix. Can I do a screen share on Netflix?
Yeah, do it, man. Let's
team,
go.
So you guys are going to love this. Just, again, referring to volume options, because Tony said that he wanted to show some of you how you could protect yourself, even if you had shares without selling those shares. Let's hop over to this, because again, Real Life Trading has been a company where we created free education on options forever. So if you guys want education, Tony gave you an incredible resource to use. So here we go. I'm going to pull up Netflix because this was a fantastic / is a fantastic trade opportunity. And Tony talked a lot about it yesterday, about how he wanted to buy it around 88. So we're going to still kind of sync up with that analysis. But just check this out for just a moment. You'll notice that I really don't use many charts or many lines on my chart, just like Tony. I'm a very big moving average guy. So I use 2 major moving averages in my analysis, the 100 and 200 simple moving average. And I use those on almost every single time frame just to see the market structure. And then I go from there. Now, what Tony said a moment ago was really, really fascinating. He said, when I see my perfect setup, then I will take a trade. And if I don't see my perfect trade setup, I can still make money non-directionally. So on Netflix, what that sounds like to me is I want to show all of you a perfect setup, at least based on what I like to use. And I'm going to go back just a couple of days, and here we go. And this is a perfect setup. So let's talk about why it's perfect for just a hot moment. And it's going to be very easy. I'm not even going to worry about any analysis to the left. I'm not going to worry about candles, gaps, moving averages, none of that. I'm going to look at two things. Tony, what are the two things I'm about to look at?
What's that? The two things you're going to look at?
Yep.
So, volume.
My man.
Price action.
That's it. Volume and price action.
Okay, good. All right. I figured, I was like, man, I hope there's something else you're talking about.
Dude, you're always right. Don't worry. You're always right. So volume. For everyone in the chat pane, let's just practice this. Type it in the chat pane. Is it buyers or sellers? Buyers or sellers? Who is getting in on Netflix on this day, which was Friday, December 5th? You're all writing in buyers because that is the correct answer, because you have this ginormous green volume bar. So let's just hypothetically say that you did buy some shares of Netflix over here at the 200, let's call it 115 post split. So you wanted to own some Netflix. You got some shares of Netflix. You are now an owner of Netflix because every one of you has a Netflix account. And you're like, man, I have a Netflix account. I want to be an owner, not just a consumer. Newsom told me that if I could buy stocks that I use, that I'll make money and increase my wealth longer term. So if you did that, and then you saw this price action, which is a candlestick. Price action is a representation of sentiment. This huge upper shadow represents sellers. The buying candle, aka the fact that the candle closed white, is a buying sign. And then you have all this buying volume. So you have a lot of buying volume with a hint of selling, which is the big upper shadow. The plan and the strategy is simple. If we take out this volume, meaning we go lower than the candle that created all that buyer volume, how are all the buyers going to feel? The answer is they're going to feel trapped. Trapped buyers sell stocks because they are scared. And that presents the opportunity for us to do one thing in options, and that is buy puts. Buy puts. Puts are stock market insurance. That's what they are. So if a stock goes down, a put option goes up. And this was/is a really, really remarkable trade opportunity, because as of right now, there's still nothing truthfully holding up Netflix until what Tony said yesterday, the 100 on the weekly chart. This is the next support level. And if you're looking to buy Netflix, me personally, I'd be picking some up around 88 and then 80 even. So 88 to 80 is kind of like the level I'd probably look to start tiptoeing into it, which does present a really nice discount. This is like if Black Friday came out and said, hey, you can get a Netflix subscription for 37% off. Most people are going to run and do just that. And that.
Oh, no.
Oh, what happened?
Like he removed himself.
Oh, no.
He probably he stopped trying to screenshot. He booted himself. We're new.
Yeah.
We're new over here. By the way, my friends, if you're wondering where the team is at, it's a real life trading takeover for this week. They are all out having some fun and partying. And just wanted to welcome my man, Stephen King, our right hand guy. How are you doing, Stephen?
I'm good, Tony. How are you?
I'm great, man. Doing great. Yeah, so wrong button again. It's very
wrong, but every single time. Every single time. I try to stop sharing the screen. Bang! I leave the studio.
Nice job.
Yeah, thanks, Steven. Yeah, really winning over here. Really winning.
Jeremy he's like, you can't drop the mic. You can't see it. He was like, I just get out. I just drop myself and I'm out of here. That's it.
You guys are the best. You guys are the best.
Man, let me here. I'll get this thing pulled back up here and we'll keep partying.
Yeah. Some people want to look at Rocket Lab with SpaceX coming out. I do think that the SpaceX IPO is gonna mark the top of a short-term bull market. $1.5 trillion valuation at open. That seems high.
What's the ticket with the ticker on this one?
Rocket Lab, RKLB.
KLB.
Barry says, you guys are awesome content. Thanks, Barry. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. We're out here we're just having a good time. We're just having a good time. Yeah. So walk us through this one a little bit, Jeremy. What are you kind of seeing? What are you liking on this?
So Rocket Lab, this is a interesting company that is doing very similar things that SpaceX is doing, except for SpaceX is more government contracts, and this is more individually smaller company contracts. So they do actually have a fully functional rocket that does send things into space. It can be different things for different people, different contracts, but essentially they are making some revenue. It's a very, very volatile, high beta play. So when I say high beta, that means that this just moves extremely quickly. And this is very similar industry with SpaceX. So I think with SpaceX coming out and actually IPOing, it probably will be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. So when it actually happens, I do think that both Rocket Lab and SpaceX will go down. But with SpaceX coming out, RKLB is going to likely get some bids, it's likely going to get some love. And it just talk about high volatility. From October to November, one whole month, it dropped 50%. It went from 72 to 38. So now we're kind of back into that little play. I think a pullback back into 52, 53, 54 is buyable, and then sell it at 67, 68, 69 on Rocket Lab. But in general, SpaceX coming out does give validation to this particular company and its industry. And so that's why a lot of buyers have been coming in recently.
Got it. Yeah, this thing, talk about some momentum. I mean, that is a great momentum play.
Yeah.
Whew. They're getting excited. We're getting quite a bit of volume coming through on yesterday. Everyone's kind of like, now I'm buying this. They don't realize it's been going bullish for like 7 days in a row. So probably about close to, like you said, a little bit of a dip here soon. We're at a pretty good profit-taking spot on this run up. And then let's see if this can't push through and get up there. I 100% agree. I love that. That's exactly what I was looking at, is just this cluster of EMAs. It's hard to go wrong around that when you have this momentum. Remember, this big move, a lot of people see this and go, I've missed it. I've missed out. And then they get FOMO. And then it keeps going. And by the way, if it keeps going today, they're going to go, all right, screw it, I'm getting in. This big move is simply sentiment, right? So if I can see this big move, and instead of going, look, my goal is not to make money, and we're going to dive into this here in a little bit because I went on this at the very end and people lost it, so they wanted me to go over it again. I am not here to make money. I'm here to find great trades. Money is a byproduct of great trades. I look at this with my eyes of sentiment. I'm trying to find a great trade, and I see sentiment on this move. Everyone else is trying to make money, sees FOMO. I've missed out. Here's an opportunity to make money that I'm not a part of. Emotions start to flare, and then they start doing dumb things, things that they regret. Emotions will always cause you to lose money. Your P&L is directly related to your emotional control.
Nice.
Every single time I struggle in trading and I have a dip or have a drawdown, which is, by the way, very normal. Everyone, trading's like this. It's not like I get it and now I'm perfect. Like, you just get better and better at losing very small and winning really big. That's all you have to do. So whenever your emotions are a little bit off, your P&L starts to fluctuate with that. And so you always have to reset yourself, catch yourself, and be ahead of those emotions before things start to come back in. So whenever you see this, if you're looking through the right lens, you don't see FOMO, you see sentiment. I see the setup. I see the momentum. I see opportunities that are about to come. And I can start planning those opportunities to find great trades based off of this. Everyone else is seeing this. They see the money they've missed out on, and now they go, how can I make more money? And it normally just sets themselves up to do the wrong thing. So great example of just sentiment, looking through, you found this thing, pull back down, there you go. So that's kind of what I was talking about yesterday in action right here. Look at the markets through a different lens, and you're going to start seeing opportunities to make a lot more money, because the real money play is going to be this. This was the sentiment. If you know what to look for, grab this. There's a very good chance that you're going to be making money off of that move right there. So that's what I'd be paying attention to.
Heck yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's the question right there. Someone says, doesn't some car manufacturer own a piece of SpaceX? Tony, how did we go 50 minutes without pulling up Tesla? How did we do that, Steven? I'm so sorry. What are we doing over here?
Oh man, and you're Jeremy. The Tesla is your baby. Like
Tesla's my baby, dude. Oh my
that's
gosh.
so.
Oh
What are
my
your
goodness.
thoughts? And Steven, I'm curious to get your thoughts on Tesla after this, and I'll stop talking for a little while because
I'd love to share. I'd love to have a conversation about the entire market as a whole.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, on Tesla, I mean, at this stage, if you have shares, just protect yourself. I have a whole bunch of covered calls on Tesla. I don't have anything until January, but I have all of it, a lot of it in this Friday, next Friday, and then the 26th of December. And I have 475s, I have 480s, I have 485s, I have 490s, I have 495s. So, and then I have a lot of friends that have the 500 for December 19th. So at this stage, I'm just selling calls where we are because we're at the previous all-time highs, and all my put sales around 400, 410, or 420 because I would love to get some more shares of Tesla. I do think that 420, 415, or 410 is a great buying spot if we get back down there. Big if. And I think we can, / we could. But if we start breaking out and we do get some good, strong closes on Tesla, I do think we make new all-time highs by the end of January. So I am bullish on it. I am selling calls. I'm selling calls over the holiday season because I think the volume and just volatility is going to slowly dry up. But in general, it's going to be a bullish signal.
I love it. Yeah, this was a great play down through here. Fantastic structure, broke out. You can see where my alert is. I would have loved some 430 on this, and it just missed me. And that's very normal. All my charts are full of stocks that just missed my alerts by a couple dollars. It is what it is. But
you too?
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I love that. 100% agree. So, Steven, let's dive over here. Let's just look at SPY because might as well.
I was just going to say it's interesting. Like, look, everybody has their own take on things, right? We all do our own analysis, and it's interesting because dating back to July of this year, right? I started recognizing bearish divergence on RSI, on the futures, SPY, Qs, and I've been looking at it. And there's so much divergence that I personally have gone all cash. Like I've been sitting in all cash now for I've got one position on right now, right? Because I'm looking at this, I'm going, the market just, can it go higher? Of course it can. But I'm also looking at it and going, there's a lot of signals that are, we are very extended from the major moving averages. Like there's a lot of things, at least to me, that indicate that we could be in for a correction. And it's interesting, like to get in a conversation with other traders about it because everyone has their own takes and their own opinion on it.
Yeah. I like the divergence call. It's a weekly is what I see. If I go to the weekly chart, it is pretty clear. It's pretty evident. That is absolutely right. So it should be interesting.
Sure. And something I use a lot on SPY is I'm looking at these option expirations and option levels. So this chart is every option expiration all stacked onto one chart, right? Where are all the strikes lining up? 700 was big. Look what just happened to 690 over a day. Everyone's piling in, selling the 690s, buying the 690s. There are some serious open interest at 690. I think this is going to be a magnet for the markets. 690 is probably coming. And I agree. I think we're pretty close to seeing January. January is normally a great month for some fun selling to come if it's going to come. But 700 has been everyone's big target all year long. 7,700, whatever you want to look at if you're on the SPX. This is a great round number. There's been a lot of options sitting there. But this increase in 690 strike calls right at the all-time high could be pretty fun. Again, we started this session out by looking at the futures here. I think this is pulling back into a really strong buy right now. We're going to find out just how strong these bulls are come at open. We should be pushing higher, and I wouldn't be shocked at all to see the highs of yesterday's hit today, or even that new all-time high push through potentially and hit that 690, there should be some serious momentum, especially with what just happened on the futures last night. So once we get there, though, that's really where it's going to start playing out. Again, it's more about what happens at these levels. Sorry, let me get out of here so we can actually. It's more about what happens at these levels that's going to set the tone. I could see us running up, but if we fail to close super strong on a weekly time frame over here, I'd be a lot more cautious. We keep crushing. The game is going to continue for a while, but I agree. I think we're pretty close to getting some type of a pullback coming back through. It's the same thing. You look at a monthly chart. We haven't touched the monthly 10 EMA really since May. So it's been a little bit. I think we'll get a little correction, and I wouldn't be shocked if we got a 10% correction. You can see where my alert's at right there. 613, 620. Like, I am buying that up if that ever comes. I don't know if it ever will, but to me, it's not the end of the world. It's a buy the dip. It's a great opportunity to come. And if it wants to set itself up for a Santa rally through January and then see what happens from there, we're great. Another thing that I was looking at quite a bit yesterday was our HYG. So this thing held no problem yesterday. Remember, we said if they release rates and this thing tanks, we've got issues. It followed lockstep with the markets. And so everything is looking like it's supporting this rally. It's supporting this bounce. We're not getting anything yet, but I've got an alert above yesterday's low. So if that starts to trigger off before the markets are sinking, that's going to be an early little indicator to be cautious and patient on. So that's my 2 little cents. I am probably going to be taking a day trade bullish on SPY today and seeing if we can't go push the highs of yesterday and maybe even make that new all-time high today. We'll see. I'm not just going to go jump in right at market open, but I am going to wait and see if these bulls can give me something, some type of reversals. Here, I'll go it on extended hours here. Sorry, bouncing all over the place. Here we go. Now we're cooking. There we go. So I love this breakout. I would love for us to play back into here, see if the bulls are here. If the bulls don't come in, I've got a lose small situation. If they do come in, I've got a really big win big situation. That's all I've got to do as a trader. If I'm going to play this direction predicting game, all I have to do is, if I'm wrong, I've got a game plan to lose small. If I'm right, I've got a game plan to win big. Let it do its thing and accept the loss. If I lose, I'm not a failure. If I win, I'm not a successful trader. I'm successful when I follow my plan. And my plan is going to set me up to be able to lose small, and my plan is going to set me up to be able to win big. That's the shift in mindset that we started with. So remember that, shift that back into your trading. Don't let yourself feel like you're successful because you made $20. But if you risked 500 to make that 20, you're going to be going backwards over 100 trades. So sweet.
Another amazing hour. This is how you know you love what you do and you love what you're a part of, ladies and gentlemen, when it moves that quickly. That was 59 minutes. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have an incredible, remarkable, profitable, exciting day in the markets. Thanks for tuning in. Tony, you're incredible. Steven, I love you and I miss you. You guys are the best.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. We'll see you tomorrow.